85, 90% in
That's
comparison with the last week. Yeah, last
Oh,
week was,
really? You
yeah.
had a sore throat or sore infection, right?
Yeah, well, actually, first I went with one doctor. The doctor gave me medicine, and I was feeling more or less. And then I got sick again, so I went to another doctor, changed me the medicine that I was taking, and he gave me vaccines. There were four vaccines, and a part of that, more antibiotics. So yeah, I was sick almost for 1 week and a half.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and now I can talk. That's why the last week I didn't send you a message because
No problem.
yeah, I cannot talk in those days, and yeah, it was horrible. But now I can. So yeah,
You feel much better, right? Yeah, you feel better. Okay.
yeah, much better.
Yeah, that's well, you don't this is a season where people tend to get sick because of the change of the weather and climate. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think that I got sick in San Luis Potosí because, well, first we went to I told you, to the BMW. We were in the plant, and in the plant, it was not like uh, so hot, but in comparison with the AC of the hotel, because the place where we were doing the networking was in a hotel, and obviously the AC in the hotel was so cold. So I think that the different climate changes were like the was the cause of my sick.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, but the good thing is that you feel much better now.
Yeah, yeah. In occasions, I just have like these little attacks of like, coke, coke,
Cough,
cough. Yeah.
cough. Yes. Oh,
But now I'm feeling much better.
well, that's a good thing. That's
And
a
you,
good
teacher?
thing. I'm fine too, thank you. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty well. Um, I'm balancing, trying to balance out my time with a doctoral degree, with the chess training that I'm doing for CODE, for the Sports Committee of the state,
Mhm.
and with the classes that I have. So I feel pretty balanced. I'm really at, I think, I don't want to say at my peak, at my best, but I feel really well. These last 2 years, probably. So I I cannot say other things but thank God that I'm happy, quite happy. I'm relaxed, and there is a moment in life when you turn around and say, "Well, there's my family, there's my daughters, I have a job, I have work, I enjoy what I do, I can cover my needs." What can I say? Well, thank you, God.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't say that that happens every moment of your life, because sometimes you struggle right through life. It's
yeah,
normal for everyone in one way or in another, right? I'm not saying always financially, some other ways, maybe your time, maybe your health, maybe you lose a loved one. I mean, there are many things in life that challenge you.
yeah, it's true. Hmm.
But in this moment, all I can say is thank God at this moment. So here I am, Mickey. Here we are.
That's great. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to share at least with you, Mickey, because I
Hmm.
know that you've been doing lots of things, various things, which are all very interesting. This is more connected to your personal business. And I
Okay.
was asking myself, well, what is related to footwear? What can be related to that? And I don't know if you would agree with this list, but let's take a quick look. For
Hmm.
example, food care.
Food
What?
care.
Yeah, it talks about food care. What do you think of these ideas of related products to footwear, food care?
Insoles, foot creams, socks, shoe deodorizers. Yeah, yeah, it's true. I have seen those products in people who have a lot of sneakers, and mostly like expensive sneakers. They have to like um, how is called? Mm, I don't know how to say it, but Those are like hormas. I don't know how to say hormas in.
Insoles.
Yeah, those are insoles.
Yeah,
Yeah, and yeah, I think that it's correct.
it
Actually.
kind of enhances the food experience, right? The footwear experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then, for example, which of these accessories are you familiar with?
Shoelaces, customized, colorful. Yeah, of course. I have seen cases where in the same pair of sneakers, it contains like two or three pair of shoelaces, and in that way you can like customize your sneaker. And shoe care kits, polish brushes. Mm, yeah, well, I have seen this in people who normally clean and gives like maintenance to the sneakers. But yeah, I have a little kit of sugar, but it's not too like specialized. It's a normal kit.
I see. I see. And also some products by fashion, they say handbags, belts, scarves, which is bufandas.
Mhm.
Uh, how do you know those? Do they go along with tennis, with sneakers, more or less, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, something that now I'm selling is handbags because, well, in cars always has been popular, and yeah, in occasions they want to mix like the color of the sneakers with the handbag that they're wearing. So yeah.
And now a question, Mickey. How do you maintain a quality standard among your clients with the different products? When you have one quality product, you want the next product to be the same quality. How do you attain that?
Mm, well, in occasions, the client doesn't know exactly like the brand. Probably they have heard about the brand or they have seen like videos or people talking about that brand. And in so many cases, I have seen the brand in my hands. So I can, when they ask me for an advice, like, what do you think is better for me, this brand or this brand? I can more or less like give my opinion, and with that they can decide what is probably better for them. So I would say that because I have seen so many brands, and for example, I can detect now is a little bit harder because there are like so many copies that are so good made.
Right.
If you put me an original, I don't know, handbag or sneaker with another that is not original, I can more or less detect certain parts and patterns that can tell me if it is original or not. So, so yeah, probably with the experience of have seen those brands.
Right. Now, I've seen something in. I've seen some. Bless you. I've seen
Thank
something
you.
in many places. For example, in hotels,
Hmm.
hotels have the ranking system, which is 3 stars or five, 4 stars, or they have 5 stars, right? This
Diamond.
is yeah. Also, or diamonds. Yeah, I've seen too a way to rank. For example, the service of a service of a person, a teller in a call center. They say, "Can you please rank the service?" And you say, you go 1, 2, 3, 5, etc. to rank. So a ranking system. Uh,
Hmm.
what do you think of ranking systems to support the selling effort? What do you think of those, Mickey? What's your opinion about the ranking system to assess the experience of not only of working with you and your company, but also to promote certain products and certain brands? Do you think that is a good idea, or is not very usual at the moment, or maybe in the future? What's your opinion about ranking systems?
Um, yeah, I consider that those ranking systems are important. To be honest, it's something that I that I'm not doing at this moment, but I think that yeah, it's a good idea because at least I think that the client uh, feels or think that their opinion is important. So in a way, it can makes them feel like more attached to a certain brand, to a certain company, because it's like, yeah, your opinion matters, and I want to know how do you feel when you were buying or you were searching on a specific product. Yeah, those are so important.
And where are you at this point in time? Maybe it's a difficult question, but in the company that you've been working with your aunt,
Hmm.
how do you see yourself learning the whole system of auditing companies?
In a scale of 1 to 10, or in in which one?
Okay, you're ranking.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to assess progress because progress is always continuous and never-ending process, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who can say I already know everything? Nobody, right? But let's say in a ranking of 1 to 10, from where 10 is where you want to get, and 1 is where you don't want to be, right?
Yeah. Uh, Probably between 7 to 8. Why? Because I'm aware that I have a lot of things to learn, and not less than those numbers, because I have learned so many things, and yeah, in those few moments I have acquired a lot of experience in certain fields that I wasn't involved. So yeah, probably between 7 and 8.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. What would you say would be the new coming fields that you have experienced and you have acquired new experiences? Which are those fields that you referred to, Mickey? If you allow me
Hmm.
to write them down just to have an idea.
Well, for example, in CityPath, it was something that I wasn't aware that exists, and now more or less I can understand how the system works, and what are the different companies that can be certified in CityPath, the requirements that those companies needs to be certified, and yeah, for example, that, or understand how the companies more or less work in terms of the different departments that they have, like the different tasks, and obviously depending of uh, the type of company, but in so many cases they have like so many things in common that they need to do, because there are a lot of processes, and in occasions those processes are like similar between one company and the other. So yeah, probably that. What else? Mm, well, for example, the last event of Cloudto, I wasn't involved in that. Actually, I didn't know that Cloudto exists. So now that I'm more involved in that, I can understand, and I can meet a lot of new people too. I have met so many people that it's involved in the automotive industry, and yeah, it has been interesting. Obviously, I'm aware that I have a lot of things to do. For example, OEA, the federal program here in Mexico. Well, there exists OEA in so many countries. For example, OEA could be like the city pad in the United States, but with other name. At the end, is like in Spanish, is operador económico autorizado, uh, but yeah, those programs. I haven't been so involved because not so many companies have been certified in OEA, because that requires a lot of more things in comparison with CityPath. But yeah, I'm I'm learning.
That's amazing. That's fantastic, Mickey. What would you say would be a pending task or something that you are in the process of acquiring or learning or experiencing?
um, Pending task,
Or something
probably.
that you are in the process of learning. Maybe you say, I am not currently in this process, in the process of learning, I don't know, whatever, programming, administering something, a new
Mhm.
system or new process.
Yeah. Yeah, for example, actually, this week, the last Tuesday, we had a course. This course, it was of strategic planning, and the purpose of this course is like to understand um, where we as company stand for and where we want to be, and that course help us. But now we need to do a lot of tasks because, for example, now it's supposed that I'm being more focused in commercialization. So I need to understand what are like the tasks of a person who works in commercialization, that is to acquire new clients, to do the different proposals, to do the different for example, uh, to create content with Mitch, because Mitch helped us to do the flyers and all stuff. But something that I think that is important and that we are not doing is the the content creation. We want to, well, my idea is that we want to offer something. I need to offer something to the public in general, and in that way, I think that it's more possible that people feel like that people trust in us. So yeah, I need to understand the different tasks that I need to do, and yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome. Develop more trust. Now, when you say create more of something, what would that be? When you say create more of something, like what, for example?
Well, for example, in terms of of content in social media, I know that it's more possible that you buy or you contract someone that you have seen at least in Facebook or in Instagram and YouTube, in comparison that someone that you probably don't know. So so yeah, I think that it's important to keep like something, I don't know, content, information. In occasions, it's information that is not too relevant, but when you offer that to the people, it's like, ah, okay, these people know of what they're talking, so probably they are good in what they do. So, so yeah, I refer to that.
I see. I understand now. It makes sense. When you say develop more trust, how do you attain this? You want to attain. You want to get more trust from clients, from potential clients, from new clients, probably. In addition to creating more content, how how are you planning to get this?
Yeah, well, it is a plan. In this plan, we need to establish the amount of videos or amount of information, flyers that we want to share per week, the different fields that we can cover, because it's not only city party, it's not only, oh yeah, a part of that my aunt can give like, I forget this word.
Counseling.
Yeah, yeah, counseling in foreign trade or in, yeah, in different fields. So offer or give like content of those fields, and obviously nowadays it's so important to pay advertisement on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever. So uh, establish the target and create that content, and yeah, it's a process little by little. Probably the first video gonna have, I don't know, 20, 30 views, but then if we continue and we know our target, I think that it's gonna be easier to maximize the reach of the content that we were creating.
That's fabulous. Establish the target. Well, okay. I wanted to ask you something. It's really, really interesting when you talk about all this, all what you've been getting involved in, and you've told me a couple of times that Mitch is involved. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
How does she contribute to the work?
How she's contributing to the work?
Yes.
Well, it's something that we were talking like 3 days ago, because she's just doing like flyers, but I want that she focus on the marketing, because yeah, she studied art, digital arts, and all stuff, but I think that she needs to distinguish in comparison with other people who is doing the same, the same flyers. So I want that she help us creating the flyers, creating the, for example, when we do a program of a specific course, or when we do a presentation, she normally help us to she normally help us to give us like the colors that we need to use, the format and all stuff. But I want that she focus on marketing, understand how Facebook ads, Instagram ads, in general Meta ads works, and that she that she did that, and to understand the creation with artificial intelligence too.
Okay, that is also very becoming more and more popular,
Yeah.
both in terms of text, content, images,
Hmm.
voice. There are now growing and growing apps that can produce many more applications that you can use for very various topics. What do you think about that? How artificial intelligence works now?
Yeah, it is incredible. I think that it has a lot of advantages for certain fields and for for certain works. I think that it's a disadvantage because, in a way, now it's much easier to do tasks that probably in the past you need to contract someone to do that. So it's like everything, we need to be updated and try to distinguish in the market.
How do you determine, Mickey, when something is an advantage or a disadvantage in the case of artificial intelligence?
Mm, well, I don't know. For example, I can think in a secretary, probably that. Now it's much easier that you say to ChatGPT or all those artificial intelligence apps, create a message to this person when you want to say this, and that's all.
Yeah, that is true.
Copy paste, and that's all. Yeah,
That is
so
much easier.
and it's free. Well, if you want the newest version, you need to pay per month. But if you don't, then with the normal version that you can have free, it's more than enough to cover certain tasks. So yeah, probably that will be a disadvantage to all the secretaries.
Yeah, that is true. Some of the jobs are going to disappear. Like, for example, recently they told me that the newspaper, El Sol de Leon, for example, they're closing their doors.
Yeah,
And Sol de Leon is a newspaper that was traditional in Leon
yeah, of
for
course.
decades.
Hmm.
They're going to close it. You say, well, with certain nostalgia, you can say, oh, it's a pity because it used to be one of my favorite newspapers that I read for years, and now it's getting closed. So, but that's a fact. That's a fact. But on the other hand, you see advantages as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, of course. If you understand how to use artificial intelligence, I have seen, for example, people who creates like these short videos, and normally those short videos are like uh, fragments of a total video, but it makes the video in 15 or 20 seconds, and the amount of views that those videos get, it's huge, and obviously they get money because for the amount of views. So yeah, if you know how to use the artificial intelligence, you can get a lot of advantages, but of course you need to understand how they work, and in a way use it as a tool and not as a disadvantage.
Yeah, that is true. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. I was planning to hire Miguel's cousin, the mom of my girls, so my daughters. She's developing this type of videos now, and it's funny how they work because it's kind of an animation, but based on artificial intelligence. And what I want to be done, what I'm asking to be done, is that they can, for example, reproduce the face of one of my daughters. For example, Minerva, Minita, right? If she could portray the character of a person, I mean, if she could simulate, for example, the face in a caricature or a cartoon of Minerva, and then make her move and chat about anything, gardening, about forestry, about, I don't know, sociology, medicine, whatever, right? Because the topic, you can just give it to her. But if that little character can talk and move, that'd be a hit, in my opinion. So that's what I'm looking for now, for some type of animation in which they can portray a picture of a person that you like or that you appreciate, right? So I see that very, very stimulating, very motivating, and I see that as a very innovative aspect. What do you think, Mickey?
Yeah, of course. For example, now that you mentioned that, I don't remember exactly the name of the channel, but there's a YouTube channel that it appears the face of of an historic. person. I don't know, for example, Cristobal Colon or uh, whatever, and that person simulates the voice of that character, and it tells you like the story of that character. And I know that everything is made by AI, and I know that the amount of views and the amount of subscribers that this channel have, it's huge, and that it obviously he gets revenue for that. So yeah, there are so many applications to artificial intelligence.
Yeah, because with that you could even simulate the exposition of your courses. Let's say that you develop 10 courses, right? Or that you develop 10 products that you want to sell through internet. You just have 10 videos. One that promotes your tennis shoes, your sneakers, maybe with a caricature or with a cartoon of you. There is Mickey. Oh, look, a cartoon of Mickey, right? A character, but that character is talking about the advantage of wearing this nice outfit or these nice tennis shoes, and so on, right? That'd be very economical for you in terms of time, and that'd be very, very fabulous for people who know you. Say, oh, look at Mickey, that's him, right? Like an avatar or some type of
Yeah.
design of that nature. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, it's a great idea. I'm gonna do it. I need to be well. I need to plan what I want to do because I want to do so many things. And for example, uh, these last 2 weeks have been a little bit stressful because the next Saturday is my tour to Six Flags, and I didn't have like the reach of people that I wanna get at the beginning. For example, I have still 15 places, and I've been so stressful. So in a way, I'm like not paying so much attention to my other businesses. So I need to manage my time correctly, and yeah, manage my time correctly and do all those things that I want to do.
Right. Do you feel that you are doing something that I used to do, and I'm trying to cut down a little bit? Uh, that maybe you are overstretching yourself.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
because I want to do so many things. I want um, to learn a lot of new things, and occasions uh, I consider that it's important to feel well, to relax a little bit. And normally when I know that I'm not doing like something, I feel like a stress because it's like, oh, I'm spending my time in nothing. So I need to understand that in occasions our body needs to relax a little bit, or mind. And yeah, that there are things that you cannot control, because I'm aware that, for example, with this tour, I paid for publicity. I pasted flyers. Um, I think that I did all the things possible to try to reach to the correct people. I don't know.
Right.
Probably there are other things. I don't know. People doesn't want to spend so much money in this, or yeah, there are other factors that I cannot control, and I need to understand that too.
Yeah. Yeah. But at times something. Well, I tell you this because this happened to me, and sometimes it happens to me. It used to happen to me, and sometimes I find myself uh, getting trapped in this thing. And for me, the most difficult thing was learn to say no. Right? Jeez, no, how can I say no? It was so difficult for me. And
Hmm.
for example, it says declining additional tasks or commitments and make a priority of your tasks. What do you think of these three suggestions?
Yeah, learn to say no. It's it's something that in occasions it is difficult to me, um, because in occasions I know that I need to do other tasks, but in a way you want to, I don't know how to say, to be polite with the others, and try to always be there. But in occasions it is important to understand and to learn how to say no. Yeah.
Right. And then establish the hierarchy of your tasks, of your activities to say, well, this is number one. Well, for me now it is clear, right? My number one activity is to do a good job in my doctoral degree, but sometimes I feel that I'm getting a little bit behind in my reading, so I need to read more and this and that. So I say, well, I need to read more. Okay, I devote more time to my readings and to my writing my thesis and this and that. I'm sure that you do this too, right? You set priorities.
Yeah, yeah. I try to, since the day before, establish the list of tasks that yes or yes I need to do the next day, and I try to do it. But in occasions, probably I put so many tasks that I cannot cover all of them. But I try to do all the tasks possible.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And then what about the next one? Life boundaries, work life boundaries that you say, okay, this much, this many hours for work, this many hours for my personal life.
Yeah. Um, well, probably it's something that I need to work because in occasion, if someone sends me a message, for example, at 9 or 10 p.m., and I'm still well wake up, I always answer to those messages, and I think that it's important. I have seen now those in like these messages that we are not working at this moment. I'll test you back the next day. So probably I need to establish work-like boundaries because in occasions you feel like stressed because always you are answering messages because it's like, oh, if you're not answer at this moment, probably the client is gonna go to other with other people or with other yeah with other people. So so yeah, I need to specific work hours and in occasions it is difficult because for example yesterday my aunt sent me a message at 7 p.m. because she needed a proposal for a certification, and well, I needed to do that to send in time. So, so I don't know. I need to think how to deal with that and establish boundaries.
Yeah. Also, what it says here, time blocking system. Well, that's exactly what you just said, right? Breaks, personal time. This is your personal time, and nobody interferes in that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's something that I know and that I have read a lot, but I need to really put in practice.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something that I loved, or used to love doing, which was doing multitasking, studying the piano, reading, doing exercise, chatting with my friends. Uh, I love so many things, really, really lots of things, and I enjoy them. That's the
Yeah,
thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
But there is so much, there's so much time in the day. How do you cope with all the activities that you like doing, Mickey? How do you set your priorities? I mean, in other words, how do you say this is more important than this because of this? What is the guidance, the driving force that leads you to decide which is more important and which is less important?
Um, well, I always try to prioritize myself. For example, something that I must do almost every day is going to the gym
Okay.
because I feel good when I'm doing that, and after that I feel like more relaxed. I feel that I did something productive during the day. So in a way, it gives me an occasion like the motivation to continue with other tasks. So so yeah, I try to prioritize myself at least in doing exercise or doing an activity to I would say like to deliberate the yeah in occasions the stress right during the days
Yeah, to release the stress.
to release the stress. Yeah, exactly.
That is important. All right, and the other point is delegation of tasks. How do you delegate tasks? Would you say, well, this really is not so important, I can ask another person, maybe a secretary, maybe an assistant, maybe somebody else to do it? It's possible.
Yeah, it's something that to be honest I'm not doing. I think that that's one of the issues because I try to do everything by myself. In for example in gasback it's easier because I have the other person who helps me, and this person has more experience than me. So when I'm not finishing something, this person helps me, or vice versa. But in my personal projects, it is difficult because in a way, like it's like difficult for me to trust in others because probably I'm like, yeah, you send the course message or you answer call. For example, now that I was doing the tour to Six Flags, uh, I put the number of Mitch for the same purpose because one of the purposes like that Mitch gets experience and she feels comfortable um talking or negotiating with other people. And occasions I saw her message, and it was like, "Oh my God, how is possible that you say that?" And and yeah, it is difficult to me to trust in occasions to other people to do certain tasks.
Okay. Yeah, but it's part of the learning process. And I believe that it's also good, or I think already categorizing or moralizing, right? But people make mistakes. It's human because it's a learning process, right? It's going to take time for people, any people, even if it's a genius, a man or a woman, whoever. It's going to take time to learn, right? It's
Hmm.
like a learning curve. So I would say, probably in my experience, the and maybe you notice this in yourself, right? When you say you go to the gym, you get more relaxed. At work, I think it's the same. I have always been more efficient when I've been relaxed. Yeah, of course, with certain speed, certain rhythm to do the tasks fluently, with agility, right? Not slowly or whatever, but also not too stressed. I think that's good for your health. Yeah, we all of us want this stamina, this energy, this flow that generates adrenaline. Yeah, it's exciting in a way, but
Yeah,
also, I mean, not too much cortisol. What do you think?
yeah, yeah. It is so important, and well, we know that uh, cortisol leads for the stress that probably we are acquiring during the days, and yeah, it affects probably I think that I got sick for the same for the same thing because I was nervous with the tour. I was nervous because I had like the presentation in uh, well, the presentation and the networking. So yeah, I was receiving a lot of stress, and well, I think probably my immune system goes down for that, and that's why I got sick. I'm almost sure that was one of the causes.
Yeah, defenses get low. That's typical,
Yeah,
and that's due to stress. There is a natural product which I believe I've heard. I'm actually taking it, which they say is really, really good to reduce the levels of cortisol and to maintain your stress levels down, which is ashwagandha or ashwagandha. I don't remember how it's called.
not sure what. Yeah, I have
Ashwagandha.
heard about it.
They sell it, for example, in Reforma Street
Uh huh.
around the school. The next block is over Reforma, right behind the school, exactly behind. It's called ashwagandha. It's not extremely cheap, but it's also not expensive, not very expensive. It costs like 85 pesos, 100 grams. They sell you a powder, and it's a natural product. It's from India.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha. Okay.
Ashwagandha. I don't know how to say it.
Ashwagandha. Yeah.
Ashwagandha.
Let me
Yeah,
check. Yeah, I think you're right.
it is a plant.
Ashwagandha. Yeah, ashwagandha is a plant, but they make it powder as well. It says help calm the brain, reduce swelling, lower blood pressure, and alter the immune system. Okay, this is what it says. Contains chemicals, uses adaptogens for many conditions related to stress. Okay, let me copy this from internet and share this with you here.
Yeah,
And
thank
and
you.
I'm suggesting this because I've been taking it. My friend's been taking it, and we all love it. I mean, it's really, really nice. Of course, it depends, and it's a natural product. It's not something like a prescription or something. This is what I copied. If you wish to read it to see
Yeah.
what it says.
Ashwagandha contains chemicals that may help calm the brain, reduce swelling, lower blood pressure, and alter the immune system. Since ashwagandha is traditionally used as an adaptogen, it is used for many conditions related to stress. Adaptogens are believed to help the body resist physical and mental stress. Okay, sounds interesting. And
Yeah,
how is the way you take? Is one pill per day or?
no, it's not pills, it's powder.
Oh,
Powder. So what I do is I put a spoon, a full spoon of, it's like a teaspoon in my case. I just put a teaspoon in a glass of water. I should do it every day. Honestly, I do it every 3 or 4 days. I remember, oh, there's one day I need to take it. Well, not that I need to. I love to take it. And then I remember, oh yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit. And then for some, maybe it's like a placebo, right? Maybe I feel much better because I convinced myself that it's something related to that. Maybe it's just powder, right? But I feel better for some reason. And the recommendation is that you take it daily. But of course, there is so much literature that you can read about it and decide what frequency you want to use to take it. But I read about that and says, well, look at that. It's interesting. Of course, there's going to be lots of products that will help you reduce the stress. One of them, obviously, is this one. But I mean, there are many, many others. And the thing that I like is, as you said, is that it is natural. It's a natural product.
yeah, yeah. Of course, it's the money. It's the most important. Yeah. Well, for example, in occasions, uh, one uncle gave me a little bottle of CBD. CBD. Yeah, CBD, and
Okay.
it's like the medicinal part of the cannabis, and it helps to reduce the stress and to feel like, yeah, more relaxed in general, and it works. But I don't know, something that I have seen is that normally those companies says you that you need to increase the amount of those are like drops, yeah, drops, right?
Drops, yeah.
Yeah, that you need to increase the amount of drops depending of the problem or what you are feeling, and I don't know. I don't know if it is something good or you feel in a way like uh, dependent to use certain products to feel relaxed. I don't know until what moment it is something good or not.
Right. Yeah. I probably the best medicine is work. Work is exercising. He's doing exercise at the gym, right? And sleeping well. I've heard that maybe the best medicine of all is to sleep well, and I'm trying to get there because I haven't always slept well. When I sleep well, I feel like an adolescent, really, really
Yeah,
energetic and awakened. I feel really, really well when I when I sleep well, and when I sleep bad, oh man, it's like a nightmare.
yeah, yeah,
It's
completely.
terrible. So sleeping well, doing exercise, and the supplements, well, that's a supplement. It's not really the core of your food nutrition, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Right.
but I'm gonna search more about it because you said that you feel good to taking it,
I
right?
feel good. I feel really good. And it could also be that it's a self-convincing effect. Maybe it's a placebo, but
Mhm.
maybe not. Maybe it's real that you feel better. You feel more relaxed. It doesn't make you sleepy. It kind of lowers the stress, makes you feel more quiet, more relaxed, but yet energetic. So for me, it has been great. But I mean, everybody is different, right? Any organism is different.
Yeah. For how long have you been taking it?
Now, like for let's see, maybe 3 4 months.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, but as I say, it's not daily. I should take it daily. Maybe one spoon in the morning or in the evening before going to bed, or a teaspoon maybe in a glass of water, and that'd be great. But I do it like every 2 or 3 days.
And you do two 2 or 3 days because you forget to take it or because
Yeah, because I forget.
ah, okay.
It's just when I remember, but it should be daily, every day, like a teaspoon or half a teaspoon. I
Mhm.
mean, it depends on how do your body reacts to that.
Yeah. I'm gonna
And
search more.
yeah, yeah, look about it. Take a look at the literature, and you'll see many benefits. I'm sure you're gonna feel better. Hopefully,
Yeah. Thanks, teacher.
yeah, no problem.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah, ashwagandha, right? Yeah. Other thing is that people need to review their commitments, the workload. How do you feel about this, Mickey? What's your feeling about your commitments? Do you normally assess your workload?
Workload. Assess your workload regularly. Review your current commitments and ask if they are realistic. Mm, Yeah, yeah, probably something that I need to do. Yeah, because in occasions, uh, I think that is the same because you want to cover so many fields, you want to cover so many tasks. I don't know, try to do something for you, something for your family, something in your that helps your projects. And occasions, when you want to do so many things, you don't give the time, the yeah, the enough time to develop those projects, and so you feel that you're not doing the task as you would like, and you feel stressed because you know that you need to do that and you want to do this. So yeah, probably in occasions it is important to be more realistic and say, okay, today I only have probably 5 hours free, and I know that I just can't cover this, and yeah, feel okay because at the end, uh, I consider that the most important thing is that understand that it's a long term race, not a race that how you say like this. For example, 100-meter race is not something that you just do from one day to other. It's a process, and yeah, and understand that is little by little.
Yeah, it is important. It is important, and it reduces your stress dramatically when you finally decide. Well, what's the rush, right? Like in my case, I'm learning. I'm still learning Piano Concerto Number 2 from Chopin, which I love. I love that concert very much, and I have always wanted to play it full. And I said, well, to play this with an orchestra and to be able to play it well, it is the task of a professional. It's unrealistic that I try to learn it at the same time that I'm doing my doctoral degree, that I have my classes, that I have my company classes in this drone company in Irapuato. It's unrealistic. If it takes me 4 years, it's going to take me 4 years. Why do I want to do it in 6 months? It's unrealistic. And I convince myself because sometimes it is yourself who puts pressure on yourself. I was putting so much pressure on myself that I was not sleeping well, thinking of the commitments that I had. Who is pressuring me?
Yeah,
My family is not. My friend is not. Society is not. Nobody's putting pressure on myself but myself, right? So it's silly that I put so much pressure on myself that now I'm not so relaxed, right? I said, well, if it takes me 4 years, so be it. If it takes me
yeah,
10, it doesn't matter.
yeah. It is true. Something that one cousin told me because I told him that I was feeling a little bit nervous for the presentation in San Luis, and he told me in occasions we put like this expectations in ourselves, thinking that probably the other people are expecting that, and in occasions it's just you. You are putting those standards, you're putting those, uh, yeah, those standards, and you're the only one who probably is thinking in that. So in occasions it's important to relax and yeah, understand that everything is a process. Probably I was thinking at that moment that the people was expecting this for me, that probably I'm a young people, a young person, and that I'm gonna do a perfect presentation, and that's why they sent me to do that. And yeah, probably everything was just my own my own thoughts, you know.
Yeah, that is true. And there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong with setting high expectations on yourself, but not to the point that it hampers your health. Because if it starts affecting your sleep, your your health, that you become too tense, too stressed, and that your health suffers, it is not worth it. Then it's better to take it easy on yourself. And it's yourself, it's ourselves who do it, right? I was
Yeah,
saying, yeah, I mean, who is putting stress on me to learn this thing in 6 months? If it takes me, and then I'm spacing myself, well, I'm only finishing the first movement. Already started to learn the second one, but very slowly. I say, I know parts of the third movement. If it takes me 1 or 2 or 3 years, I mean, there is no rush. And I took it like that, and now I'm enjoying it much more. You enjoy it more if you don't have so much stress.
yeah, yeah. It's true. In occasions we put like this uh, deadlines
Right.
in ourselves that is like, yeah, at the end of this month I want to manage quarterly this, and occasions, well, it requires a lot of more time. Yeah, it's a process. Everything is a process.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
of
the
course.
theory you just need to put in practice.
Yeah, that is true. How about rests and breaks? What do you think about this? Taking regular breaks to work to recharge. Is that something that you um sympathize with? That you see as positive?
Well, yeah, it's something positive. Um, in occasions, I don't want to take like these breaks because I think that I'm spending time that I can use for other tasks. And when I'm, and well, in occasions, our body just cannot continue, and it's like I need to sleep at least 20 to 25 minutes during the afternoon because, yeah, you receive a lot of the stress, or you use your energy in certain tasks that makes you feel tired at the end of the day. So yeah, I consider that it's important, and understand that it's okay if you feel tired, or it's okay if you want to see, I don't know, a movie or just relax a little bit, because our bodies require these breaks too.
Yeah. What's your concept? Well, we already talked about this a little bit, but how is sleep connected with nutrition and regular exercise that you already do? How do you see the benefits of these two activities, sleep and nutrition and exercise regularly?
Yeah, it is important. I think that it's important to focus on the food that we are eating, because normally when you eat hamburgers or this type of food, you feel tired at the end when you ate that. So you feel without energy, and it affects the your sleep, because obviously your digest system is working, and in occasions you cannot sleep uh, well, and it affects everything. So it is important to eat uh, well, yeah, well balanced meals, and sleep correctly.
Yeah, that's very true. Another one is communication, effective communication. Have you ever discussed your expectations? You just mentioned it, but have you discussed it? Right. Sometimes we set our the expectations on ourselves, or sometimes people say, "I have this expectation from you." Do you ever discuss them?
Hmm. Well, not really. No, for example, now I'm doing it, but no, not really. In occasions, it's like something that I do, and in a way, it's like a way of commitment. Is that I tell, for example, to a friend, or to my girlfriend, I'm gonna do this project. And now, because I say that to them, in a way, I feel like more committed to do that. So no, it's not something that I practice.
Okay, but for example, with your aunt that assigns you tasks, Mickey, we need to do this 1, 2, 3. She can go. I mean, not her per se, but any person can say, "Well, I need you to do this 10 or 20 or 500." I'm exaggerating, of course, to make the point. How do you decide how much is too much, or if you need more? Right? How do you discuss that? Do you discuss your tasks, the commitments, the expectations?
Mm, um, well, no, not really. When my aunt, or the other person who helped us in the work tells us that we need to do a certain task, it's not like, well, I need this for tomorrow, but yeah, no, it's something that I need to do.
I'm saying this because sometimes it happened to me in some of the jobs that I had, that I needed to. Sometimes I thought, well, another bid, right? Another bid is a proposal in which I needed to prepare the costing, do the analysis of the hours, of the materials, of the inventory, and the production time, this and that took 2 or 3 days. Obviously not continuously, but then I already had two or three, and I says, well, I already have two or three. One more is getting too much, and I didn't tell my boss immediately. until he saw me almost sweating or struggling. Are you overloaded? I says, well, I feel a little bit overloaded. Okay, let's ask Mauricio or Jose Luis to help you out. All right, perfect. But it came because my boss, who was a good boss, saw that that I was overloaded. But then I thought for myself, I says, well, maybe this is something that I should initiate, right? And eventually, when there were additional tasks, I told the person, okay, yes, but the only thing I have to do is this, and this. Like telling them I'm already overloaded with this, and this. Is that a priority? I can put the other ones on the queue at the end, or if you can wait for me. It's like when you take your car to the mechanic, right? The mechanic tells you, well, yeah, but I have three before, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's
What,
true.
what do you think about that concept, Mickey?
Uh, yeah, it is so important. We need to understand that in occasions we cannot do everything, and in occasions it is important to delegate those tasks because yeah, because now in occasions we cannot take new tasks because we are so full with the tasks that we have. So yeah, and everything is related to communication. Understand how to communicate correctly, how you're feeling, and yeah, that in occasions you need help.
Yeah, I feel that you are a great communicator. What do you say are your strongest traits when you communicate effectively?
Mm, well, I don't know. Probably um, it's a little bit related because I think that I can do almost everything, that I can try a lot of new projects, and occasions is the same that I put a lot of uh, high expectations in myself, and yeah, but in occasions I'm aware that I need to say no, I cannot do this, and prefer to not commit with the people because in occasions it's just not possible. But
Right.
yeah, it's
And
something that I haven't put in practice. Is that?
okay, but you also have many positive traits when you communicate effectively. You have many qualities to communicate effectively. Which ones are the ones that you like the best? Okay, besides that you're very polite, but also clear. What do you consider your best, your strongest qualities to communicate effectively?
Mm, I would say that I'm a good listener.
Good listener. Okay.
Yeah, I think that it's my strong advantage. S- Probably is that, and because I'm sincere too. In occasions, there are a lot of people who is good lying, and it's not something that I'm not good. So I try to be sincere and listen to the people, and yeah, and try to not interrupt them too.
Okay. And you also provide honest feedback, right?
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it.
Those are very important qualities in a communicator. Very important because at the end, as a commercial person, you are communicating, right? You're constantly communicating, telling and listening to people, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this,
of course.
okay, Mickey, very good. Well, I know that you have something to do. I don't want to entertain you
How
anymore.
about it, teacher?
And well, it's good talking to you, Mickey. Good chatting with you, and
Thank you,
good
teacher.
luck during the weekend. Get better with your throat. And
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know which day is better for you for the class. Now I want to take the class more regularly because yeah, I know that the last week we didn't have class for the reason that I was sick. So yeah, let me know which day is better for you to have the class, and then in that day we can choose if it is possible to have a second class during the
okay,
week or in the next week.
yeah, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Maybe I was thinking on Monday morning, if it is not too early. Like for example, sometimes I go to bed late on Sunday, which I can start going earlier, of course. Maybe Sunday, say 8:30 Monday. Would it be okay?
8:30 Monday.
8:30 Monday or 9? Is 9
Yes.
not too late? Because I know that you also have your commitments.
Yeah, 8:30 or 9. I think that I don't have something to do in the morning on Monday. But yeah, teacher.
All
Yeah,
right.
8:30 or
Well,
9. If you wish, I'll send you a message
okay.
Sunday and you let me know.
Perfect. Amazing, Mickey. All right. Enjoy your day, Mickey. Nice weekend and say hello to the family. Take
You
care.
too, teacher. Take care. Thank you very much for your time and see you the next Monday.